This is Robert Demers for Conman here at the Fantasia International Film Festival. I'm with Mike Mendez, the director of Big Ass Spider, which is playing here at the festival. How are you enjoying Montreal?
Well, it's my third time here. I love Montreal. It's actually a great city. So you guys have this monument to Celine Dion, and I am determined to find it. Does it still exist? Do you know this?
I haven't found it myself.
I was walking once, the first Fantasia here in 2000. I was walking, and I found this giant globe with Celine's. I don't like Celine Dion, by the way. This is ironic why I want to go. With a big Celine autograph, and it has been my goal to find it again, and I have no idea where the hell it is. So if anyone in Montreal knows where the hell I can find it, so I can take my ironic Facebook picture, that would be much appreciated. Other than that, I'm excited to go to the Insectorium. I hear that's excellent, and I'm enjoying your poutine, and you have a lot of hot women. So.
Well, somebody here from Montreal, email them if you know where that statue is. So, the film is titled Big Ass Spider. Is there actually a big ass spider in it? Because the title is kind of unclear about it.
It's unclear, right? You wouldn't think it's like a coming of age story like set in the French Renaissance, but that's what we thought was kind of interesting about it, is to really throw people. No, it's based on a true story. No, it's not. Yes, there's so many. Originally, when the script came to me, it was called Dino Spider. Then we shot it as Mega Spider, and I just had a problem with it because I was trying to do something different than your Mega Python, Mega Piranha, Mega Boa, Mega Shark. I think that's been done to death. So I wanted to distinguish it, and it was a bit of a struggle, but finally the producers allowed me to title it Big Ass Spider, which is what I feel the movie should be called. So yes, but there is a big ass spider, contrary to popular belief. Yes, so.
Well, can you tell our audience a little bit about the film, because they're not here to see it themselves, and they probably haven't seen it yet.
I feel weird. I feel like I should talk to them.
Yeah, talk to them.
Hi, people. The movie is about a giant spider gone loose. It starts off only about yay big, but is growing every hour by eating people. And the government's trying to stop it, but a hapless but lovable exterminator is determined to stop it because he wants to impress a girl. So him and his new friend, the security guard at the hospital, set out an adventure and a race to stop the spider before the government destroys the city.
Your film was screened already. How do you feel the audience received it?
I think it went very well. I had a little bit of technical issues with the sound, and that was very difficult for me. But thankfully, most people, at least they're telling me, they didn't notice. But other than my own personal stuff, watching the. My hamburger's ready, by the way. Just I saw it pass by. I was very excited. Anyway, other than the technical issues, went great. I mean, Fantasia is the best audience in the world. I feel they've always been really wonderful and a joy to show any movie to it. And every time I've come here, they've always had a great time. When I bring one of my films here. So it's honestly my favorite audience in the world. And last night was no exception. We had a great time. So.
Yeah, you've directed films in the past, but what was your approach when directing this one?
I think, when you're making a silly movie like this about a giant spider, I just didn't want to kid anyone and go for scares. It's just, it's stupid, it's silly. I wanted to go, I'm talking to both of you, I don't know. You audience, sorry. I wanted to just make something funny, just make something that really was amusing, and I really am big on just making entertaining movies. So put it right there, perfect. Thank you. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of go for laughs on this one. Occasionally go for occasional scares or a creepy moment, but really just go for laughs, and and so that was kind of the mandate we were going with everyone. So.
You mentioned before you were trying to avoid being like other big creature movies. Did you try to do that specifically to avoid the sci-fi original movies?
Somewhat. I mean, the producers would have loved to have sold it to sci-fi because they actually pay pretty good money. But I just don't think. I think back in the day when you had movies like Them or Tarantula or or even going to Godzilla, whatever, if we're going to kaiju movies, there was an art form where people kind of took this stuff seriously and it was kind of cooler, and now it's kind of become these kind of CGI fests that are really, I don't want to pick any movie in particular, but just as a whole, is kind of a shit genre. It kind of sucks for the most part. Most of it does. The funny titles that you want to get excited about, and I want to get excited about these titles. I want to see, not to pick on any movie, but, Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus sounds like it should be a blast, but it kind of isn't. It's not as fun as the title promises, and so I felt like, okay, well, I kind of want to make the movie that I want to see, like, not going down like, oh, this is what sci-fi does, so I'm going to just try to pander to that audience and do what they're doing. I wanted to just try to do something different and see the movie that I would want to watch, while smoking something, cigarettes. And and drinking beer and eating pizza with my friends. I wanted to make that movie, so that was the intention.
The film is obviously a fun movie to watch. Wasn't it an enjoyable production?
Yes, it was a blast. We shot it in 17 days, and honestly, the biggest joy was working with the actors. That's unfair. Everyone did an awesome job. The producers were wonderful. The crew was wonderful. We just were very lucky to, it's very easy to get like a rotten apple that kind of like spoils the barrel, with a crew member or something. But everyone really had a good attitude about it, and that's partially what made it so much fun. Now I will say that it was a very, very, very ambitious movie, so even though we shot it in 17 days, it still took 2 years to complete just by the effects. Technically, we're still not done with it. There's still like effect shots that are being refined and coming back. But yeah, it's been a 2-year process, and so the shooting was fun. The post-production, when I'm all alone and have a stack of work to do for hundreds of hours ahead of me, that was not so much fun. But this is the joy and burden of making films. So
Lloyd Kaufman of Troma Entertainment cameoed in the film. Did his work with Troma Entertainment inspire your own?
No, I wouldn't say that. I like Troma. I love Toxic Avenger. Good stuff. I just like Lloyd as a person, and I think Lloyd is a really inspirational for any independent filmmaker, because he really is kind of like a true indie filmmaker. He's always from the beginning just kind of set out and makes his own films, and I've kind of done similarly. So in some ways, just sort of for kind of indie cred, if you will, I just wanted to put Lloyd in the movie. Plus he said he'd do it, so which is important. But I wouldn't say the Troma films were necessarily an influence. There's Troma is like its own genre. And I certainly went through a time where I watched all the Troma stuff, and I've always been a fan and always been a fan of Lloyd. So but no, I wouldn't say there was the Class of Nukem High didn't necessarily have a influence on this movie or anything. So
Big Ass Spider had its world premiere back at South by Southwest. It's your 5th film directing. Does the premiere have it still that feel of excitement as it did when your first one came out?
I don't know if excitement's the word. Sheer terror is, I think a little more appropriate. No matter what, and I'm always fascinated. Like, if you're Ridley Scott and you've been making movies your entire life, and it's premiere night, is it still nerve-wracking? Because to me, and I think most filmmakers would agree with this, there is nothing more terrifying than opening night or the premiere night of when you're gonna show your movie. And South by Southwest was no exception. And unfortunately, I take big gaps between movies because no one wants to hire me, and B, I'm very picky about the stuff I do, and I want to get be really excited about it. So there's always like a few years gap in between it. It's always just nerve wracking of like, oh my God, how's it gonna go this time? Is it gonna just blow up my face? Is it not? Is it gonna go terribly? Is it gonna bomb? There's an excitement because South by Southwest is an exciting vibe and festival and just a lot of life to it, but no, it was really honestly pretty terrifying. And I always remember like trying to tweet stuff and my hands were shaking so much that I couldn't like hit the letters. But with that being said, once the movie started to play well, yeah, then it becomes a thrill. Then it becomes like, oh my God, and then it's a really happy moment. So.
You have a couple films coming in production, I believe. Can you tell us a little bit of anything about that?
Yeah, don't believe what you read on IMDb. Is what that's what I'd say. We're developing a few things. There's a movie I'd like to do called Overkill. Currently doesn't have a producer or financing, so it did at a time, which is why it's on IMDb, but it doesn't anymore. And we're developing The Convent 2, which is a prequel to one of my other films. But we'll see. That still has a ways to go together. At the moment, I'm trying to find, I'm looking. I want to get behind the camera as soon as possible. So, I'm trying to find the next project that excites me and that someone will let me do. So, yes.
Well, thank you very much for talking with us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here in Montreal.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Let me handshake there. Thank you, and thank you for watching. So, these guys are cool. Look for them at different conventions around Canada or America. It's these guys are awesome. So, all right. Thanks so much.
Thanks for the plug.
All right, you got it.